So I'm walking around this market, right? Okay. Uh, there's this dude with this afro that's just like I don't know. He's kind of like side eyeing me the whole time I'm there. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, right? So I'm buying some fruit and things like that, and I'm walking away, and this guy steps in front of me, right? Steps right in front of me, stops me from walking, takes a bite out of his apple, spits it in my face, and just goes, "You're not cool," and walks away.
He sounds like he's making a good point. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know, man. It seems a lot like
He
Carlito.
sounds like a cool guy to me. That's all I'm saying. He
Oh
sounds like a
man.
guy that I would like to see more often. Let's say perhaps on a weekly basis on Fridays.
Right, right. With a steady job, with a nice steady
With a
job.
steady job, nice paycheck, spits
Yeah.
apples in people's faces. I think that'd be great.
So, all right. Enough about me though. For now, Theo though, what's going on, my boy?
I'm tired. I'm in pain. Everything is terrible, but I'm still keeping it.
Okay, CM Punk.
Work is still very very long. I'm still doing 10-hour shifts. My back shoulder here is starting to hurt, so now I'm on
Mm-hmm.
some pain pills to help with that. Uh, but in the very very little free time that I have had, I've been playing some Fallout 76. We've been getting back into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Gorillas just got into Fortnite, which as a big Gorillas fan, I'm super excited about. So I've been playing a little bit of that, having fun with that. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep my spirits as high as I really can, as all the energy is being sucked from my body on a
Right.
weekly basis at this point.
Whoa, whoa. Hey now. Not in the good way. Not in the good
I
way.
know.
Oh man.
No.
All right. Yeah. On my end, yeah, just kind of chilling. Have been playing a lot of Fallout 76. I don't know. I'm not like, it's never a game where you're done, but I feel like I'm almost done. I've completed like a good amount of quests. I only have like two main quests left, and one of them is to like become a ghoul, which I don't really want to do. So I don't have. Well, I still do have stuff to do, but it's a lot of like more like side, tedious stuff. But you and I kind of talked about it a little bit. I do want to like dive into like the building aspect a little bit more, and like I want to look up on YouTube like a certain kind of camp build that would be really cool, and just kind of like copy it and whatnot. Just get all the materials for it and just kind of copy it. Because I don't think I'm creative enough, but I don't think I'm like creative enough within the game to like kind of make my own camp that's really really cool. So I'm like, yeah, chances are I'll just look up like a YouTube build and just kind of copy it and whatnot. So yeah, been playing Fallout 76. I wildly enough, this is a real big turn. Yesterday, I a few months ago I started so like a year or two ago I played Arkham Knight. Um, I never played those Arkham games as a kid. I just always like kind of just never played them, and then I would try and play them a few times, but like they could be kind of like slow, I guess. So like I would kind of get bored really quick and whatnot. Um, but I did play Arkham Knight, and I beat it like a year ago. So then I think maybe it was PlayStation Plus or it was on sale, but they had like the Return to Arkham bundle. Yeah, either on PlayStation
Right.
Plus or on sale. So I grabbed that and never really touched it. And then like a few months ago, I started playing Arkham Asylum, and then randomly I just like stopped for some reason. Um, so last night I kind of wanted something to play because again, like Fallout 76, I'm kind of like done with at for the time at least and whatnot. So I wanted something to play. So I'm like, oh, let me get back into Arkham Asylum. I didn't realize like I was pretty much like one or two like kind of sequences away from just like finishing the game. So randomly last night I beat Arkham Asylum. I did like I had like the Killer Croc fight and then the Poison Ivy fight. So I did those and then I had like the Joker fight at the end. So I'm not like 100% done with the game, but the story, which to me is pretty much being done with the game, I'm done with. So I'm done with the game. So at some point today, I plan on starting Arkham City, um, and beating that. And then I think I might play Arkham Knight again, just so I have like the linear kind of story being told.
Right.
So yeah, that was an interesting thing that I didn't even think about at all until yeah, randomly yesterday. So that's funny. I beat Arkham Asylum last night at like 1 in the morning. Um, the uh the moment in the Titan Joker fight where Batman sprays his gloves with the exploding gel and punches Joker in the face, dude, I got so hyped. That was such a fucking cool moment. That shit was so cool.
Yeah,
Joker just
dope.
like he's just yapping about how you can't beat me, Batman, and Batman's like, "Yeah, okay, buddy." Mink and just punches him straight in the face. That shit was so good. Um, but yeah, other than that, just been kind of chilling. We did have a family outing a few days ago,
Yes.
which was a good time for my father's birthday, who unfortunately is no longer with us, so we kind of have to celebrate together without him. But we went to Texas Roadhouse, had a good time. It's been years since I had been there. I think you said it's been years since you had been there too.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it was pretty good. We got some ribs, had a good old time.
Let me tell you, man, ribs are never bad as leftovers. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
true.
I've ever had bad rib leftovers.
Yeah,
It always hits every time.
I mine because I barely ate mine because I got the full rack. But like
Right.
we had so much. It was one of those we've had so much bread and fried
Yeah.
pickles and my sides and whatnot that I was just kind of like full. But then like by the time like 2 hours after I got home at like midnight, I was like starving because I didn't actually eat anything. So I just tore into those ribs at like midnight, bro. It was good. They were very good.
Yeah.
Rachel was right when she said they do literally fall right off the
They
bone.
fall
So
off the bone.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, other than that, just been chilling pretty much.
Nice.
Yes, sir. All right, we got our song of the week.
All right. My song of the week, as Gorillaz is now in the Fortnite, I've been just on a big Gorillaz kick. So my song of the week is going to be Empire Ants from the
Mm,
Melancholy Hill album. It is so good. This is one of those songs where it's like, when I first heard it years and years ago, I was not a big fan of it, and then like a few years later, I really got into the song, and now I'm just getting into the song again. And it's such a beautifully made song. The lyrics are so great. The melody is so incredible, and how it ramps up, especially like halfway through. It's so great. I really like that one a lot. It's one of my favorites.
I don't know the song, but I only know like what is it? I know like the two big Gorilla songs. That's about all I know.
Right,
Clint
right.
Clint Eastwood and Feel Good Inc. Like those are probably the
Yeah,
only two I really know. Um, but I do need to dive in more because I do like the idea of like kind of like a virtual band in a way and stuff like that. It's a really cool concept, especially for like the early 2000s and stuff. It was pretty kind of ahead of its time because now we have like I think her name's Miku or whatever, who's like a anime pop star that people are like obsessed with and stuff like that. So
right.
Gorillas were really like ahead of their time. And I feel like it's like it's like something that happens with every kind of Fortnite collab because now like we see with Power Rangers and you getting into Power Rangers and watching Power Rangers now. Um, I'm also like now kind of looking into the lore of gorillas and stuff like that
It's
because
so much fun. It's so much fun. I love Gorilla's lore. It's so good.
like I think it was IGN that was just posting videos about like the stuff at least in the like the battle pass and then the item shop and
Yeah,
like what their outfits were from and what music videos they're from and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been kind of learning like some gorillas lore because yeah, I feel like when these Fortnite collabs happen, if you don't know about it, you kind of get educated about it. Because even like the Miku character, I still don't know a lot about her, but I did listen to some of her music. Not really for me, but I then learned like she's this huge like character in Japan that is
yeah.
like an actual musician who's not a real person at all and things like that. So yeah, very interesting for sure. My song of the week is gonna be "Little Bird" by the Jonas Brothers. This song is
Still on your Jonas Brothers kick. Well, I
yeah,
don't think
man.
it ever really dies down. I think.
Right. This song, I'm not sure if you've ever heard it, but this is like one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life. Because they obviously wrote it about their daughters, and whatnot. So I highly suggest you listen to it. But when you listen to it, this may sound weird, but when you listen to it, think of like the relationship between your father and Rachel, and it might give you a little teary eye because that's what I think of. I think of maybe it's more sad because my dad's not here, but I think of like the relationship between my dad and my sister and
Right.
whatnot. And yeah, it's a very emotional song to the point too. I've seen multiple videos over the past like 3 years or whatever since they've like released that song of Nick or Joe both getting very emotional on stage at different concerts multiple times because it's just like a very emotional song. So yeah, that's my song of the week. It's a very beautiful song.
Nice.
We we got some news and a little bit of discussion as always every week. So Theo, you did not watch last week. Did you watch Peacemaker this week? You didn't have a lot of free
No,
time, but
I,
you did
I
not.
did
All
not
right.
have any free time.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll get to it. Now there's 2 episodes, so we're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be a whole episode just breaking down the whole season because you just have to catch up on the whole season.
Right.
But it's all right. We'll get to it when you do get around to watching the 3 episodes by the time, or 4 or 5, whatever it is. We'll get around to. But quickly, I will say this episode was fun. Definitely a little filler, but kind of develops like a little bit of like picking up where we left off. The first episode does that too, but the first episode also is like kind of showing like newer stuff and whatnot. This episode really picks up on where the 11th Street kids are, where like that whole group is, and kind of
Yeah.
what's going on. Bro, Vigilante is one of my favorite characters. He is so fucking funny. It's not really a spoiler, but there's a part where in this episode Peacemaker has a fucking orgy. Okay, I won't explain why, but he has an orgy, and he's in trouble with something, so he calls Vigilante to help him. And he walks in and he just sees like the next morning all these like naked people laying on the floor, and Vigilante is pissed that he didn't get invited, and he's like, Peacemaker says to him like, dude, I didn't even invite you. Like I was just, I wasn't thinking about it, but also like you don't really seem that into sex, dude. And he's like, dude, I'm not into sex because it's sex. I'm into sex because it's a chance to connect with my best friend, like most people. And that shit had me fucking dying, bro. That shit was hilarious. So yeah, you definitely got to get around to it because it's great. Vigilante is one of my favorite characters. This episode too, I saw somebody post about it. This episode gave Eagly aura, bro. It was crazy. You'll see when you watch it. It is wild.
Eagly always has aura. He's a
No,
bald
no.
eagle.
No, bro. This is on a different fucking level. They gave this man, this bird, aura of all aura. There's also a character that gets introduced that has what the hell is it? It's called like bird blindness, and he's explaining to Economos how he can't tell the difference between birds because they all look the same to him, and that shit was also funny as fuck. And Economos is like, so if I put like a pigeon next to an eagle, because he sees like the eagle come flying out of the house or whatever, and he's like, what's up with the fucking parrot? And Economos is just like, that's a fucking bald eagle. That's like the bird of America. And he's like, they all look the same to me, man. And he's like, so if I put a pigeon and an eagle next to each other, you can't tell the difference? And he's like, all birds look exactly the same to me, dude. And that shit is funny. And it comes back into play in a scene with Eagly where the bird blindness kind of fucks this guy over, and it's fucking hilarious, bro. It's fucking hilarious. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie here. I put Young Bucks in here, and I completely forgot as to why I put Young Bucks in here.
I was thinking. I was like, I didn't. I don't feel like I've seen any news about the Young Bucks. I mean, I keep seeing things pop up about like
No,
their
it
entrance and
wasn't.
stuff like that as like a running gag, but I don't think
That
that
shit is
could
hilarious.
possibly be it. It is funny.
No, this was gonna be more of a discussion point, but I forgot why I wanted to talk about them. But I think it was along
The
the
Young
lines
Bucks
of like
are still alive, everybody.
they did
that's
bring.
the discussion.
They brought BTE back. I did see that, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But I think it was more along the lines of like how I'm glad we're past the EVP stuff. I know you don't watch AEW weekly, and I don't either, but I still see the clips, and I still do watch every once in a while. But the whole EVP gimmick was kind of annoying and boring, and so I can see we're getting kind of on the path of getting like the Young Bucks back, and I'm super excited for that because they are one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in the world. So getting like prime, just good old Young Bucks back is gonna be fire. But I think that was kind of the basis of at least what I wanted to talk about with them. And I was watching some old BTE clips. That is a gold mine of a time within professional wrestling. Like they just had, when it was them, Kenny, Hangman, Cody, and even Marty Scurll and stuff like that. That was such a good time in pro wrestling, bro. It was so fun to watch those episodes every week.
Yeah.
But all right, our 2 pieces of actual news here. Star Wars Starfighter has begun filming, which is super cool. This movie stars Ryan Gosling and a few other people. I did see Amy Adams is in the cast. I don't know if that was something that was announced kind of before today. I don't think it was, but I'm super excited about that. I like Amy Adams. I think she's a great actress, so I'm excited to see what role she has to play in this movie. But yeah, Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine, is directing this movie. They have officially started as of yesterday. They posted a nice black and white photo of Ryan Gosling and the kid, who I don't know, but is rumored to be playing like his nephew or something like that in this movie, kind of on set in a black and white photo. So I'm super excited about that. I did see a rumor. I don't know how true it was because it does seem like it might be a little on the nose. So I don't know if it was a joke or if it was real, but I could see it being real that Eva Mendes has been cast to play Ryan Gosling's like wife in this film. So again, I don't know if that was a joke because obviously that is his real life wife, or if it's true, because I could see it being true. She kind of retired from acting, but if you have the opportunity to be in a Star Wars movie, I'm sure you'll unretire from acting for this one movie. So I could see that being true if she does have like kind of at least maybe just a small role or kind of cameo where she just kind of shows up as his wife towards the beginning of the film or something like that. So if that is true, that is cool because obviously they're like they kind of keep to themselves, but they're definitely like it couple that people kind of love. So it'd be cool to see them in a Star Wars film together. But yeah, I'm super excited about this movie. I know you're kind of excited about it too, because I mean Ryan Gosling is Ryan Gosling, and it's Star Wars. Sean Levy cooked with Deadpool and Wolverine, so seems like the puzzle pieces are all kind of connected.
I love Starfighter stuff. I love like Starfight, like all the like space battles and stuff like that. So this seems like it's gonna be right about it. Especially if this is gonna be kind of what I think it might be in terms of like a Star Wars Top Gun sort of thing. I could definitely see that being sort of the case here. I think that'd be super fun.
That would be awesome. And again, it's Ryan Gosling, so what's not to be excited about? He's great. We both love him. So super excited about that. If we get any more news during the kind of filming of this, we will definitely talk about it again. But our last piece of news, this literally happened as I was getting ready, as I was setting up, and I checked my phone. Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes have announced that they welcomed their second child. They kept this from the public. They did not say that Brandy was pregnant this whole time. So I guess I'm not sure when exactly the baby was born, but I would assume it was in the past few days. I already forgot the baby's name, so let me look that up real quick. But
Cody Jr.
Cody Jr. definitely. We do obviously want to send our congratulations to them. That is really cool. Good on them. Hold on. The baby's name, Leilani Ella Runnels is the name of this baby. So Cody is sticking with the girl dad. He's still a girl dad. So I'm sure he's happy to be a girl dad because I've seen the certain clips of him with Libby, and he just seems to be having the time of his life with that little girl. So having another little girl in the family, I'm sure is very exciting for him. So yeah, congratulations to them. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have our discussion here, as my dog is shaking it off in the back. My discussion is something that I have seen. This has been a discussion online that I've seen for the past few months, especially since Superman has been released. It happened before Superman was released, but especially after Superman has been released, this has been a big topic of discussion on X and whatnot. Do we want DCU Superman and the Matt Reeves Batman to be in the same universe? Which basically is just saying, do we want Robert Pattinson's Batman to be in the DCU? This is an interesting point for sure. And I won't lie, before I saw Superman, I was very adamantly against this. I was like, nope, keep it its own thing, let it be, because I'm so protective of the Batman because it is like my favorite. After seeing Superman, though, I'm not gonna lie, my opinion has been swayed a little bit. They are very drastically different movies, obviously, but I've kind of come to realize, like, obviously that's what it's supposed to be. Superman is very bright and cheery and colorful, whereas Batman is very dark and gritty and black and white. So I think it could actually work very well if you did mesh them together. Still got to be very protective of Batman and not put Batman, or this version of Batman, in, like, kind of a goofy situation because it is so serious. So I wouldn't want to see him show up in a Superman movie and, like, smiling and laughing and joking and having a good old time, and then going back to the Batman Part 3, and he's back to being like brooding, depressed Batman. So I would be very protective over this version of Batman. Um, but yeah, I do think if they came together into a movie that it could actually work. So I'm not against it. I do know that they have already announced that there is a Batman Brave and the Bold film. So that to me already kind of debunks the idea of that, because it would be, to me at least, it would be weird to have the Batman Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 and this Brave and the Bold film also. Like it would feel weird to have like that going on at the same time with the same version of the character. So that to me, I'm like, I feel like that's them kind of going their own path. But if they were to say, if James Gunn were to come out and say, yeah, I think we're gonna just go with Robert Pattinson's Batman as the DCU Batman, I'd be cautious and I'd be protective, but I would not be against it. Whereas before, I was totally like, fuck that, we're not doing that shit.
I'm kind of the exact opposite way actually. Now that you
Mm.
say, because originally before I saw Superman, I was like, yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why they can't do it. I feel like they could pull it off, kind of for the same reasons that you were kind of talking about.
Uh,
But after seeing Superman and how it was done, I really want to see where James Gunn can take that character against like Reeves Batman, because I feel like Reeves Batman is definitely far more like grounded, dark, gritty, and stuff like that. I
mm,
want James Gunn here to take the opportunity to give us a Batman that's far more akin to like 80s, 90s Batman, where it's like a little more
right,
colorful, a little more goofy, a little more fun. Because I feel like
right,
that's kind of like what James Gunn does. Like that's kind of
right,
like
right,
his MO with like making movies and TV shows about like superheroes and stuff like that. And I feel like if we can do that with Batman, it can give us a Batman that isn't just so like dark and gritty like either this one or the one from the Dark Knight trilogy. I feel like I'd be very interested in seeing a Batman kind of similar to how we got in the old days, because I think it would just be more fun. I feel like there's a lot
yeah,
of fun to be had with Batman, and I think people are trying to stray away from that. And I'm like, why? Why should we stray away from that? I feel like that'd be so much fun, and then we'd get two Batman. We'd get two different Batmen at the same time, and I feel like
right,
they'd both be cool in their own separate ways. And it's just more Batman. You can't be mad about more Batman. It's more Batman.
right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because, like I said, obviously, I want to be protective of it. So I do feel like, yeah, the better route is to do your own Batman, where you can do whatever and you don't have to worry. Like, I was thinking about this last night as I was like falling asleep. Uh, the worst thing you could do is like take Robert Pattinson's Batman and put him in like a Justice League movie with Corey Sweat's Superman, and change his character up, and then send him back to Matt Reeves to be like, all right, there you go. Which I don't think James Gunn would do, because it's happened to James Gunn with the Guardians, where he did Guardians 1 and 2, and then they were in Infinity War and Endgame, and Gamora died, which I know they said they had input, or they asked James for certain input on certain things, but that's a huge character death that James
Right.
Gunn then had to reel from and move on from. As well as then they also put Thor with the Guardians, which luckily he did not have to deal with because Thor Love and Thunder dealt with that. But if for some reason Thor Love and Thunder got delayed, got canceled, or something like that, then James Gunn would have had to have dealt with that in Guardians 3 of like, yeah, here's Thor. Um, so I'm sure James Gunn was not happy about those certain decisions, not being able to kind of control them and whatnot. So I'm sure now that he's in the position, I doubt he would do that to Matt Reeves, where he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna take your Batman and put him here, and he's gonna like do a Fortnite dance, and then he's gonna go back to your thing, and you have to kind of explain in the Batman Part 3 why he was doing Fortnite dances in the Superman movie." So like, I don't see him doing that. So yeah, I think the consensus is gonna be that it is just gonna be its own Batman in the DCU. And yeah, I agree with you. Like, especially if we at the same time have Robert Pattinson's Batman still going on, because they've yet to start filming part two, and it's gonna be like another 5 years before we get part three. So like the DCU will be running concurrently with the Batman. I would like to see a different version of Batman, because it's like, not that I would be mad about it or anything like that, but it would be kind of maybe boring to have like the same version of Batman, even if it's two different actors, like going in the same line. I think
Right.
that's why it worked with like Tom Holland Spider-Man and Miles Morales because they're two different characters. They have their own personalities. So while these movies are coming out at the same time, they don't feel the same because they have two very different personalities. I would like the same thing to happen. So yeah, I would be. I do like the darker, obviously, and more depressing, brooding Batman. I think that fits more with the Batman. Even with the Arkham games here that I'm playing, bro, he ain't making jokes, man. He's very serious and very dark. So that's the Batman I do like. But I do also like the like kind of more campy, you know, George Clooney esque, Val Kilmer esque Batman, where like he may pull out a Batman credit card and I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. You know, so
Right.
yeah. So I would like to see maybe more, yeah, more of a light. Still has his his Batman stuff where he's still kind of dark and deals with his own shit, but he does have like a lighter kind of note to him. I definitely would like to see that for sure.
Right. Bring fun Batman back. Hashtag bring
Yeah.
fun Batman back.
Right. But yeah, anything else you wanna add to this little discussion?
Uh, I could also see alternatively if they do combine the universes. I kind of also have a similar fear of what that does to Superman's character, because
Mm.
I do think the possibility of Batman doing something goofy or campy in that combo would definitely be prevalent. But I'm also worried of some sort of way where Superman gets like more and more dark and stuff like that, and that's also something I want to stray away from, because I do like a lot of the image of him being bright, colorful, happy, and stuff like that. And I feel like
Yeah.
if they were to like put Superman in the Matt Reeves thing, that could threaten that in some way.
Right. No, I definitely feel you. Um, it is a fine line, even if they do their own version of Batman, where you still do have to kind of be cautious about how you proceed with these characters together because they are so drastically different. Even if it's a lighter Batman, it's still Batman. You know what I'm saying? And so like like I said, even a lighter Batman, you still got to protect him a little bit, and you still got to like still make him depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like even a lighter Batman, I don't really want to see doing Fortnite dances. Like you know what I'm saying? There's a lightness to Batman that could be brought to the table, but there is like still a line that you don't want to cross with this
Right,
character.
like we don't need like an Adam West Batman sort of thing. That's not what we're
Right,
talking
right.
about here.
Which I don't necessarily even mind Adam West Batman, but I still think in today's world, at least, there is like a line with this character that you don't want to kind of cross of the happiness, because the best part about Batman is that he's not happy, you know. Um, so yeah, I do agree. Like you have to protect both these characters, so it'll be interesting to see, where this version of Batman shows up, because obviously we do know that this movie is coming, but in this shared universe, he could show up before that. James Gunn has already said that towards the end of Peacemaker season 2, there are some pretty prevalent characters in this universe that will be showing up, whether that means Superman or Lex Luthor, or it could be Batman or Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see where this first iteration of Batman does show up. I know in Creature Commandos there was like some flashback scene or something like that did show Batman, but it was like a silhouette of Batman. You didn't
Right.
fully see Batman, so there was no indication of who could be playing the character or even what the suit look. I think you did see a little bit of like gray from the suit, but like you don't really see the suit, which I think was smart because obviously they don't. At least at that time, they didn't know who was playing this character. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this character shows up, and it'll be interesting to see where Superman shows up again. Does he show up at the end of Peacemaker? It'll be very interesting. This is why you gotta get in on the Peacemaker, because it'll be very interesting because it does tie directly to Superman within the first episode, and so to see who is going to show up at the end, I feel like if James Gunn says some pretty prevalent characters are going to show up, it means that there are some pretty big characters in this universe that are showing up. So he's not talking about some small characters here. So
It's gonna be
it'll be
Drax and
interesting.
Mantis.
Yeah, yeah. It could be Amanda Waller. This episode they did name drop Amanda Waller, so I could see that. I know. I
I
think,
do love Amanda Waller. I think she's
and I
good.
think James Gunn did say that Viola Davis is staying on as Amanda Waller.
Good.
Um,
Good.
so
As
yeah, I
she
mean,
should.
I think James Gunn even said like you don't get Viola Davis and then not use Viola Davis, even if there's a new universe. So
Right,
It makes sense,
exactly.
especially too. She was in Peacemaker season 1, and all of that cast has stayed the same. So it seems like just another similar situation with her. Um, so yeah, it could be Amanda Waller, could be Superman, could be Lex Luthor, could be Batman, could be Wonder Woman for all we know. We have no clue, but it'll be interesting to see. But the consensus
It
here.
could it could be Green Lantern since the Lantern show is also coming
This
like next
is
year.
this is true. This is true. It could be one of the lanterns at least, because I know we have Guy Gardner, who technically Guy Gardner did already show up. So you're
He
right.
already showed up, yeah.
You are right because he shows up in episode 1. Um, uh, 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 yeah. I think the consensus though of the Batman Superman thing is on my end. I wouldn't be against it, but I would be very cautious and protective of it. But I do think it should be its own thing. And Theo,
I'm not for it. I'm not for
he's
it.
not
Keep it
for it.
separate. No.
Keep it separate. So yeah. All right. We appreciate y'all watching. We have dropped a little bit of content on my channel. We have 2 brand new videos up on my channel. 2 my cousin watches videos with Mr. Theo himself. We watched Batman Returns to stay on theme a little bit because Theo has never seen it, as well as we watched the 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie because Theo has never seen it, and we're on a Power Rangers kick right now. And one of the actual podcast episodes coming this September is our full review of that, but we did want to do like a reaction video, so go check those out for sure if you want some more content, as well as we do have our weekly podcast that'll be dropping probably tomorrow because I'll get this up by Friday. And yeah, other than that, we will see y'all. We appreciate y'all, and thank you to the WNRN, of course, and we'll see
Yes.
y'all later.
Yes.